Discrimination in the Workplace by Wade, Women Against Discrimination Efforts, with the authors Christy Bailey, Brenna Braswell, Molly Eglin, and Jasenia Josephsberg.
Have you ever experienced discrimination in the workplace? Discrimination happens all around us daily, even if we're not aware. With the laws in place in U.S. today, there is still discrimination that happens in the workplace. Our research entails what discrimination is, how it affects employees' mental health, the consequences of discrimination, and some ways to prevent it.
The federal law states that employees and persons seeking employment are protected from discrimination, restricting or reducing an aspect of employment, or cutting short employment by employers of companies who have 15 or more employees. This not only protects employees from being mistreated because of certain aspects, but it also protects companies from treating employees that have these aspects better than other employees. Age. The Age Discrimination Act in Employment Act states that you cannot discriminate against employees, potential or active, that are 40 or older, meaning that you cannot make decisions on hiring, firing, promoting, paying, etc. due to employees' age. Race. The Federal and Civil Rights Act states that this is the top complaint of employees. It is regarding a person's ethnicity. It is illegal to mistreat employees in regards to if they are or are not Black, white, Asian, Latino, and amongst many other ethnic groups. National origin. This is discrimination in regards to where people come from and how they talk. Gender. Various laws make it unlawful for discrimination because of a person's sex in hiring, termination, promotion, pay, or any other employment terms. Those laws are also prohibited employment decisions based on stereotype or assumptions about abilities based on gender. Pregnancy. Prohibits discrimination due to pregnancy, childbirth, and related medical conditions. Pregnant persons cannot be fired or kept from employment due to their condition. Employers must adhere to said employee with the same regards as someone with similar limitations. Sexual harassment. Any form of unwelcome sexual advance requested for sexual favors or other verbal or physical conduct. Religion. Employers may not hold any employees as more or less favorable because of their beliefs and must, within reason, accommodate any employee's religious belief and practices. Disability. The Americans with Disability Act makes it illegal to discriminate against people with a qualifying disability. These disabilities can be physical or mental. If an employee is being mistreated, Section 11C1 protects employees from any repercussions after they have filed a complaint set in motion for proceeding or are testifying during a proceeding for the employees who are discriminated against. This includes aspects like loading employees with extra work than what they originally would be doing to deter them from previously mentioned acts. Once a complaint is set in motion, either employee or supervisor nor the company is legally allowed to mistreat their workers. The EEOC reported over 67,000 workplace discrimination filings, and of those filings, there were over half that had attached retaliation from those claims. Below is a graph showing the most common types of workplace discrimination in 2020.
Discrimination not only affects employees physically, but also mentally. According to Joyce in a 2015 Cambridge article, depression and anxiety are the leading causes of sickness, absence, and long-term work incapacity in most developed countries. As found from Kim G's survey from 2016, women who experienced gender discrimination in the workplace had higher odds of depression symptoms regardless of the type of discrimination, which included hiring, promotion, work assignments, paid wages, and firing. This has been found more consistent in younger women below 40 years of age regarding hiring, promotion, pay, wages, and firing, whereas it was inconsistent among older women above 40 years of age. According to the legislative declaration from the North Carolina Office of State and Human Resources, the practice of denying employment opportunities and discriminating in the terms of employment promotes domestic strife and unrest, deprives the state of the fullest utilization of its capacities for advancement and development, and substantially and negatively affects the interests of employees, employers, and the public in general.
We've talked about the definition of discrimination and how it affects mental health. There are consequences for those who discriminate. The consequences of discrimination can be damaging for businesses. According to Steingold, courts can order a company to rehire, promote, or assign the employee to whatever job that was lost because of discrimination. Businesses can be forced to reimburse an employee for any lost wages, as well as damages sought because of mental or emotional suffering. Employers should learn from the mistakes made and the consequences given so that they do not continue down this path. Consequences given for discrimination cases aren't just a far-off idea. They're happening all around us. According to North Carolina Lawyers Weekly, there were over $1 million in discrimination suit payouts in 2017.
After researching and talking about what discrimination is, you may be wondering some ways to prevent and avoid it. An important way to prevent discrimination is to keep yourself educated and to make sure to know what is inappropriate towards anyone's race, gender identity, or sex. Increasing anti-discrimination laws can give people legislative protection and can take action against those who discriminate. An analysis of national legislation says only a minority of countries guarantee caregivers some level of legislative protection from workplace discrimination, which disproportionately leads to a job or pay loss for women with caretaking responsibilities. On a global and national level, we should increase those laws to give legislative power to those who get discriminated against. In many cases, it is people of color, women, and the LGBTQ+ community. One of the best ways to do this is to make sure to vote for those who want to increase these laws. On a corporate level, ways to help prevent discrimination in the workplace is to be proactive. Preventing discrimination before it happens and reporting incidents of inappropriate behavior and harassment to your supervisor or HR is the best thing to do at work. Something that can also help is holding those who are discriminating accountable to make sure they learn from their mistakes and take the courses and actions to not allow it to happen again. Many workplaces should also consider enrolling in the WEN organizational certification. From their website, it says, the program is a step-by-step process that educates employees about preventing and not engaging in all types of workplace discrimination. So getting certified will serve as a message to other employees and to yourself about your commitment to making your workplace a safer environment.
That discrimination in the workplace is not only mistreatment or down talk to an employee that is protected by the law, but it is also holding privileges for that employee above all your other employees.
According to survey data sets of the Korean Longitudinal Survey of Women and Family, nearly 30% of participants in all age groups responded that gender discrimination existed in their workplace.
Women suffer from more depression symptoms when dealing with discrimination in the workplace.
I learned that there is a program called WEN, which is an enrollment program for individuals or companies. You can educate yourself on how to prevent discrimination as well as hold others accountable. It is a good way to show yourself and to show others that you want to create a safer work environment.